Welcome back to Give Me Five with Jones and Eli. Eli, what's the Olympic sport that you have the best chance at not coming in last in?
I love this question, Jones. Olympics, people don't realize, I think they do realize, but how fucking hard most of these sports are going to be. I'm wearing a shirt right now, marathon. I ran a marathon. So, not because I think I would actually win the marathon or be fast in a marathon, but I think that would be the best chance I would have of not coming in last, simply because people don't finish marathons. Even high endurance, strong athletes, Olympic level athletes, some of them probably are not going to finish a marathon. They're going to bump into each other. Someone's going to sprain an ankle. Somebody's going to be too tired. Somebody's going to faint. I don't know. I'm not wishing that on anybody, but I think in the Olympics, people don't finish, right? In a marathon. So I think if I just ran at my pace, which it's not fast, but just ran along my pace in the back, eventually I would end up finishing the race, and therefore I would not come in last.
That's interesting. That's a good point. And you have the merit to show it. It's a tough question. I think I'd probably come in last in everything. If I was gonna pick something that I could maybe sneak by in just by pure luck, give me something involving shooting or archery. And I think that's
No
and
way.
I think that's just because I would take a few lucky shots because I don't see myself outrunning anybody, especially in the short form, really in the long form either. I don't think I could finish a marathon right now, although training for a half. I don't obviously like a sport like basketball would definitely be part of a last place team if I was running out there. Skiing would be a massacre. Yeah, so I think give me shooting, not because I think I would not place last in it, but if you're asking me what I'm most likely to not place last in, it would be some type of shooting because I could probably get a little lucky there where I couldn't get lucky anywhere else.
Here's one. You just said skiing, and I think one that I used to watch sometimes when I'm younger, and apologies if anybody out there is an enthusiast of this sport, ski jumping. I never got that. You know when they go down the thing and they like lean over
Sure.
like this,
Yeah.
Eddie the Eagle. Um, I feel like that doesn't. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it takes a lot of skill, but maybe somebody falls, somebody doesn't do so well on one of them. If I really got extended and I went out there, I could land one of those and maybe come in second to last.
Oh, that's a horrible take. I think that's one of the hardest things to do, and one of the most dangerous things too. That'd be a good way for you to die on national television. To not talk about not coming in last, you won't be coming in life. I would I would not be a fan of that one. I would definitely not try that if I were you.
You mentioned earlier you wouldn't want to be in a basketball team, but I was actually thinking that could be my ticket in. And not basketball, because basketball is such a small squad. But if I was a backup goalie,
That's so cheap though.
no, but it still counts, right? If I was a backup goalie on a soccer team, a football team, obviously it would take, I think, a lot more luck. I mean, not luck, because we don't have to win it, right? We just have to not come in last. If you're asking me which one could I win, that would be the answer. But which one can I not come in last? I think that would be, I mean, it's a little bit of a cop-out answer, but I could see some minutes. Even if they put me in the game, maybe I play keeper. We'd probably lose, but if I was on a great team, some of these teams that play in the Olympics are not that good. And so if I played on a good team, maybe we win some games. We get 1 point in the group stage. That's probably all it takes for us not to come in last.
And I think I would be most scared to be put in a luge. I don't know how you control those things. I don't know how exactly that works, but those things are wild. And I think that would end in my certain demise.
Bobsled is that is actually crazy. Like if you're talking about the most dangerous Olympic sports, that has to be number one. I would never do that. Another one that I would never do is water polo. Ever. And the other one that I would never do is speed skating, because I literally can't skate, and that like feels like a recipe for some dangerous incident. And I would also never do, what is it, pole vaulting, when they put the pole and they jump.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't understand how people do that. Figure skating would be terrible for me too. Yeah, any type of skating would be bad. Hockey would be terrible for me too, just because not a good enough skater. I'm always surprised how not only the players, but man, the referees in hockey, they know how to get around. It takes just a different level of skating to be good at that sport.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I think that most of the sports, especially winter, I think winter is much harder than summer, because every single sport in the winter requires some amenity, right? Skis, skates, snowboards, something. You're doing something. Whereas in the summer, oftentimes it's just you, which is why I maintain that running distance running especially is your best chance to not finish in last, because everybody can run. Even if you're not athletic, like your body will let you run where it might not let you skate. If you train, because you're allowed to train, you don't have to do it today.
No, sure.
If you trained to run a marathon, you could finish a marathon. And I do think people aren't going to finish. Again, it's kind of a cop out. I also don't know if there's a time limit where it cuts out, and after if you finish after that point, it counts as a do not finish. So that's something that we'd have to take into consideration. You wouldn't be able to like walk it, but I do think that that's your best chance.
Interesting. I don't know, man. Give me a few archery shots. You never know what might happen. This has been Gimme Five with Jones and Eli. A reminder to follow us and comment on our Instagram and TikToks for a chance to suggest our next pod topics. Eli, thanks for talking.
Oh, it was a pleasure, Jones. Talk to you soon.